Oops. It's all honesty. Curse of the Blind. We got a health up, which is just absolute horse piss. At least our stats are okay, I guess. Alright. Luckily... Maybe after this one, I don't know. I don't think that playing as Isaac is going to change anything that playing as Eden wouldn't do. Just terrible at this game, that's all there is to it. Today's an off day? No, today's par for the course, and you all know that. Do I have to show my stats again? And how fucking bad at this game I am? Look at how bad I am at this game. What the hell? What is my kill-death ratio? What is my win-loss ratio? Terrible. My best streak is 3? Like, seriously? How bad at this game am I? So saying today's an off day is like saying that... I don't know. I can't think of anything appropriately terrible as a metaphor. I don't think there is anything appropriately terrible as a metaphor. Store credit, I guess. How fucking worthless is that? God damn it. That's the thing, I'm not entertaining. Like, I'm just terrible at this. I'm not a good speaker. I'm not interesting. I don't even have the whole I can just show off my titties all the time thing that most people do. Hell, I wear a hat to hide myself. How am I at all worth watching? Steam sale, great. Okay. Oh, don't have any. Don't want streamers to see them when you watch them have fun. Well, I'm not very fun. I don't know if you noticed that. Damn it, I didn't mean to pick that up. Okay, at least it's a good pill. Let's actually go back here. Might as well take that now. If you don't enjoy seeing me beat myself up, you might be in the wrong channel. I'm pretty much a punching bag for myself. But I don't know, does it count as beating yourself up if you're just saying things that are facts? Like, I thought it had to be, you know, inaccurate or something to be beating oneself up. Oh, okay. I don't know which haunt is mine. Alright, I'm just gonna let Little Haunt do that because I don't know. I didn't know which one was mine and which wasn't. I'm gonna let him kill this boss for me, so that I can hopefully keep my soul heart. It's gonna take a while, but it should work. This is gonna take forever if I do it that way. Lost my soul heart anyway, so... Can I please just hit him? Like, seriously. At least I got bombs out of that in the soul heart. Destroy your former master. What is that? That's a quote from something, isn't it? I know that's a quote from something, but I can't place where it's from. Ugh, range down. Come on, game. Thank you for the additional soul heart. God, why are my stats always so bad? It's like getting kicked in the teeth and then punched in the gut. And then that's like, okay, there's your stats, enjoy. They're always just bad. And can I get a tier rate that's not 1? Oh my god. Alright, whatever. Probably Star Wars, you feel it too? Maybe. Oops. But you think everything is Star Wars, don't you? No, I'm pretty sure it's not Star Wars, because I remember hearing it recently, and also the voice I'm hearing it in is not from any of the Star Wars. It's not a Star Wars character, it's some lady. I think it's from a game. Ugh. Ugh. Honestly, I think it's a WoW thing. Yeah, it is a WoW thing. It's from the Knowledge fight, or whatever the hell his name is. The second boss that shot him in Burial Grounds, which isn't a female voice, but close enough. Yeah, it's from WoW. Because the boss's tactics is that he releases your soul, and yeah, this might be a reference, but I don't think this one is. Look, come on! Fucking hell. I mean, somebody can look it up if they want. My phone's not in here, so I can't. It's charging right now. But anyway, the whole point is that the guy is eating souls, and, yes and no. Why, that is a strange question, Savsy. Why do you ask? Haunt, could you do your thing? Haunt? Okay. Why do you ask, Savsy? Yeah, okay. Hello, chickens. How are you doing today? Hopefully better than I am. Did you enjoy the WoW raids except when I was with Dark Guild? Well, I'm not with the guild anymore, so... not like it matters. To answer your question, though, my sub ran out, but I have one of the fancy tokens. I'm waiting for the patch next week to come out, which releases a new raid. But, I mean, I'm a shit player there, too, so it's not like I'm looking to get into high-end stuff. I kinda just pug things whenever I can. You're tired as fuck? I'm sorry. Form levy. What about... wait, hold on. What about Vault Voice Salt? I don't get it. Like, I get what the two emotes mean separately, I'm just not sure their context together. I'm sorry you're tired. You should close your... You have to go to school now. You're just passing it. Well, thank you for stopping in for a moment. I do appreciate it. It's always good to see faces again. I apologize for not being super chipper today, but it's kind of been a depressing day. God damn. This fucking guy. Basically, I did all the things I wanted to do for the content that was already out, and since... damn Robo Baby. And since there's nothing I really want at the moment, I figured I'd let it lapse and I'd start up once the next patch comes out. Son of a bitch, come on. The next patch is out next week, so I'll use the token then to come back and play. Christ. I'm just gonna see how many losses I can get. That's what's gonna happen. So I have 9 lives and boom. Since I have 5 bombs. And I started with 1 bomb. And my stats are absolutely fuck awful. I don't have a little haunt this time, and he was doing all my work for me, so that's kind of sad. I mean, the game isn't... God damn it, game! There's no real point in playing right now. And it's not like I have a friend to play with, so we can't do stuff together. Which is what... It's always more fun, like, the most fun I had was with my friend Christy. But, how is the Bible subscription working out, incidentally? I don't know, pretty good, I guess. I have a character, like an alt of mine that, that makes flasks, and in the course of, like, 2 weeks, I can sell enough to afford the subscription per week, or per month. So, like, I bought one of the tokens in game, which are like 23k or something, give or take. They're kind of stagnant. Like, they were really fluctuating before, but they've kind of, you know, they're almost on a straight line now. But like, Wonderful. But anyway, I got one, and it's just kind of sitting in my inventory unused because it gives you 30 days flat, like straight up 30 days. And I'd rather have 30 days starting with the new content so that I have 30 full days than have 23 days, you know? So I figured I would just wait until the day the patch drops and I'll do it then. So that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna do it that day. I can't get that anymore. So yeah. Like, it just feels kind of like a waste to use it now when there's nothing I need. I got my ahead of the curve achievement. I'm not good enough to be a mythic raider. I'm terrible at the game, so there's no point in me being like a mythic raider. So I don't need to get the cutting edge or the title that comes along with it, so, you know, I don't need that. I got the weapon that I wanted off the final boss of what's currently out, and that's all I wanted from that, so that's good. Let's Joker this one. Alright, let's take Guppy's collar. I'm not going to take the knife. And, I got a whole bunch of, like, I was doing other stuff, like rep grinds and stuff, and I got the bodyguard I have up to max. And, I got the, I got all the treasures that I needed, like all the ones I could get that weren't stupid, because there are a couple of stupid ones. And, I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe, raiding in the mornings is weird, and I don't like cutting my stream short for it, and as much as, you know, I'm a dork and a half, you know, new episodes of My Little Pony are on during the raid, and I don't want to miss them. So, you know, that's taking precedence for me. Because I'd rather watch the show and have chats with you and Moth in our, on Skype or not Skype, on Steam as we gush over new little references and stuff, than be in a fucktastic raid with a bunch of people who, they're not the best players. Like, they're not bad, but they raid normal, and I'm, like, hardcore heroic. I'm not good enough for Mythic, but I'm good enough for heroic. And I don't want to be doing that shit, so. As for Christy, no, Christy didn't quit, so to speak. She just got a new boyfriend. She's kind of a workaholic. She works constantly, and before, when I met her in the game, oh, fucking Krampus. When I met her, she had a job where she was a photographer, and, a lot of her, like, she had a lot of free time where she could just kind of chill out on her computer at work. I'm taking this instead. It's a bad idea, but I'm doing it. She could just chill out at work, so we actually had time to play. But now she's working a bunch of jobs to save up money, and she got a new boyfriend. And she's busy with her new boyfriend all the time, and I've kind of fallen by the wayside. She's never online anymore. And it's an MMO. It's meant to be played with friends, but I don't have any friends that... Like, I have one person that I know that plays, and then there's Tishla, and none of us are on the same servers or really do anything at the same time, and there's not a lot. Like, when you get to a certain point, it's like the problem with dungeons. They only give a certain amount of gear, so there's no fucking reason to run them all the time. So why waste your time doing it? So, like... It's really not it. Must be right here. So, really? You know, shit just kind of falls by the wayside. You know, why do such and such, why do dungeons? In raids you only do it, like, scheduled times. You can't just, like, go and quest. Just leveling alts is boring, and there's just no real point to it. So, A whole lot of meh. That's what it is, I guess. A whole lot of meh. It's like I've asked Sabzi to play, but she doesn't want to, and I can't force her to. That wouldn't be fair. So, you know, can't force anybody to play. I don't know. I feel like I've run the course at the moment. Not really a whole lot else I want. So fuck it. I mean, I was playing on alts at the time. Just because, yeah, fuck it. I got my hunter up to 100 and kind of puttered around with her. But, like, gearing up alts is fucking boring. It sucks. Because you're basically starting over. So you have to run all the old content again to get yourself up to a decent spread. And the community is really toxic nowadays. Because, like nobody wants to go in. Take, for example, take raids. They've got the group raid thing that you can, like, join random groups, right? A new raid will come out, and it'll drop loot that's 685. So that's what it'll drop. That's the high level of gear. The item level. And people want you to have, like, high level fucking 680, which is damn near impossible unless you're already doing mythic content. But if you're doing mythic content, why the fuck are you gonna go back and do the regular content of the next one? You know, why would you step down and get gear that it's not going to be any good for you? So it's kind of a catch-22. I think it's really depressing when you outgear everything, but you're still getting declined for these random groups because people are douchebags and they want to be carried. That's all they care about. Is having an entire group of people that are so incredibly overpowered that there's no way to fail because they don't want to put in any actual effort. So, you know, start getting your alts up is like, it's climbing an uphill battle. So while my warrior might be crazy geared, yay, coffee. So while my warrior might be crazy geared, if I want to go back and, say, work on my paladin, I have to essentially do everything she did again. I can't skip steps because the stupid, like, if you want to get the stupid ring, that's pretty much going to be mandatory everywhere, you have to go back and do all this old content, and it's fucking gated as hell, where you need, like, 120 stupid things that drop, like, 3 per boss. So, what's 3 times? So, 21. So you need to do it for at least 6 weeks. Every single boss. And get 3 each time. At least. And if you don't, well, good luck. You basically wasted your time. And that's only one of the tiers. The next one is like, you have to get 300 of the fucking things. It sucks. It's all fucking time sinks. It's all time sinks. And it's not bad the first time. Like, the first time you're just like, I'm doing it anyway, I want to experience it. You know, I'm already here, fuck it. But the second and third and fifth and 12th and 100th times, it's like, I'm bored of this now. I don't want to do it anymore. God damn it. That sucked. So not only is the community toxic as hell, where everybody wants you to carry, like, you'll have fucking groups that say, ahead of the curve only. They want you to be somebody that's already beaten it. Yeah, it does. They want you to be somebody that's already beaten it. Whoa, I'm fast. But if you've already beaten it, why the fuck, you know? But the community's always been kind of toxic like that. They want you to basically have everything that you need before you need it. It's a catch-22. It's always been. Damn it. You know, you have to have beaten the content that you want to beat the content that you need to beat. Really? But it's like the stupid ahead of the curve thing. If you want to kill the boss that you need to get ahead of the curve, you need the achievement already, because no one wants to carry you and teach you the fight. They all want you to know it. Don't lust over your coffee, hon. It is stupid, but it's the community being a piece of shit, basically. They've always been a piece of shit. That's the worst part about it. Like, it's not even the machinations of the fucking thing. Like, it's not even the company's problem. It's the fact that the players are fucking toxic. That's what LFR is for, Sabzi. It's super easy. You hit Q, it puts you in a group of random people who you will never see again, most likely. You're all fucking randomized, so there's no worries about, like, who's the leader and who's gonna fuck over the other guy, and loot is done personally, so that everything is... Hello, Excrim, how are you doing today? It's done with personal loot, which means that everybody just... The computer just assigns it. It's like, do you get it? Yeah, it rolls a dice for you, you get it, you're done. And there's not, like, a single person in charge who decides who gets it, or whatever. I mean, most groups are good about loot, like, unless you're in a guild who's an asshole. Most groups, they'll do need before greed for master looter, which means, like, if you need it, you just roll basically a 1d100, and if you're the highest number, you get it. And most of them, not all of them, but most of them are pretty civil and, like, one item per, because they don't want one person to roll up and get everything, because then no one's gonna run with them. So if you get in, you're usually set. It's just a matter of getting in. And not being thrown out. And I mean, there's always bad apples who, like, as soon as the boss dies, they'll kick you from the group so that you get disconnected. And you get kicked out of the group so that you don't get the loot, so that they can keep whatever drops. Because there are douches that'll do that. There are asshats that will 100% do that. So that they can just steal everything. Even the stuff they don't need. Because they're dickballs. Hey, we got full orbitals. So, you know. If you just want to see it, and you don't want to, like, get the high tier stuff, fuck it, man. Do LFR. That's what it's there for. It's there as tourism mode, so that you can do it and not have to worry about it. And it does its job. You know. People can do that? Yeah, there's assholes who'll do that. Like, there was a thing that I saw on the forum. Because, like, one guy was posting a bunch of groups, and I was like, every so often I'll look people up. Because there's assholes who do the whole, like, if they're killing the final boss, they'll say everybody has to have the achievement that says, I've already killed the final boss on this difficulty. And, like, you can check the armory for them, the little database that Blizzard runs for all the characters that shows their gear and what they've done, progress-wise. And, like, you'll see that they haven't done it, because they just want a group that'll carry them through it without doing it themselves. So, like, I looked up this one guy's name from a group that I was considering joining, and someone had posted on the forum such and such person who was the same class. Like, that's where it's important. It has to be, like, the same class. You know, because it doesn't matter if, like, if a fucking warrior kicks out a priest, it doesn't make any sense, because they don't use the same gear. But if a warrior kicks out another warrior, then you're like, oh, this guy's a douchebag. He just wanted the weapon for himself that drops. So, like, the boss died, and this guy kicked all the other... He was a shaman. He kicked all the other shaman off of the, out of the group so that he could get the loot that he could actually wear. I don't know if he kicked everybody else out, but I know he kicked out this one person at least. At least that was the claim. So. But again, I wasn't in the group, so I don't know. But that's what the thing said. This one person waited until the boss was killed, tossed the person out, so that he could get the loot for it. Requirements for group should actually be coded rather than informal. Yeah, I know, but well, that would be way. That's like, you know, it's too difficult to do that because then it's like, why not just play Number Sim the game, where you're just playing an Excel spreadsheet? Now, granted, that's what most people are doing anyway, because they look at you as a number and not a person. You're just a colored bar with a number on it to everybody. That's all that matters, is how much damage you do, did you stand in a fire, what's your healing. You're not a person anymore, you're just a bar. That is a 6. Kinda interested in that. You would probably do the same. Yeah, but that makes you a scumball. You know what? Fuck it. So let's see. We have piercing. We have a new follower. Who's that? Oh, thank you for the follow, Excrim. I do appreciate it. So we have $3 bill. 2 guppy pieces now. Piercing. I lost my sacrificial dagger. And I lost my thing. I got fire mine? Oh, right, because I've got thing. Yes, thank you for the follow, hon. I'm sorry, I'm in a weird place right now. But thank you for the follow. I do appreciate it. And huzzahs for you, my new friend. Thank you for being here. Ah, fuck it. Let's just buy the damn thing. Or let's just take the damn thing. Okay, BFFs. Perfect. We don't have the spacebar item anymore. That sucks. I'm gonna level by that. But yeah, if they did something like that, where like everything was codified, then it would cause problems. Like, they already have problems like that, where there's a lack of being able to just play as you, where things like class identity has been shot because they decided that everybody needs to have everything the same. So all the classes have like all the exact same abilities with just different skins. You have mocha? Sounds delicious. So, you know, it's tricky, I guess. Please don't do that. Seriously, please don't do that. The problem is just that, much like any game, there are people who will min-max no matter what. It's like they complain about the old talent trees, where people get all stupid about it, where it's like, you had to go to a website to figure out what the best talent was, and there was only one, and if you didn't have it, you were suboptimal and no one wanted you. But it's like, that's always going to happen, 100% of the time, no matter what. There will always be a best, and there will always be people who will want that best, which is why there's Flavor of the Month classes, because one class will get buffed and everybody will migrate to that one. So that's something that's always going to happen no matter what. So trying to plan around it is not, it's pointless. So trying to like design it where everything has to be, it's done by algorithms and code is not going to change anything, because there's still going to be people who will game the system on purpose. Like, if groups are joined based on an algorithm, like what classes are allowed to join, people will just keep kicking the classes they don't like until they get the ones they want. So, like, if it's fucking boss needs 3 melee damage, fucking the group leader will have 3 random melee show up, and they'll fucking kick the people they don't want until they get the ones they do. So, it doesn't matter. There will always be people who will game the system. What the heck? Wow. I've never seen this before. That's not true. I think I've seen this like once. It's crazy. What streak am I on? Dude, I'm not on a streak. I'm terrible at this game. I'm like on a -4 or 5 streak. Come on. Optimality should be a matter of opinion rather than hard fact. But it's not. It's never going to be. There's always going to be a best spec no matter what. 100% of the time. It's just how it is. And like, there's flexibility now, and that might change per boss fight, depending on if it's a cleave fight or an AoE fight or whatever. But there's always going to be an optimal one. Always. Because you can't not. You can't not have something optimal. Somebody's going to figure out what's best for it, and they're just going to go with it. And hell, I mean, it's like, this is something that's gone back to 2004, for fuck's sake. If one group finds an easier strategy for a boss, everyone will switch to that strategy. Every single time. Don't call me a he. Unless you're not talking about me. If you're talking about somebody else, then that's fine. But don't call me a he. Because I am not. How is WoW so serious? The same reason Isaac is serious. The same way Final Fantasy XIV is serious. The same way anything is serious. Because there are people who take it seriously. It's just how it is. Oh my fucking god, my damage is not good enough for this shit. There's our Bible that we don't need. But no, I mean, straight up, that's one of the things that's always been true, is like, if everybody's doing the boss in way A, and somebody realizes that if you do something if you, like, I don't know, crowd control one specific mob and it changes the fight, then everyone does that. Everyone will immediately switch to doing it that way. Because there will always be an optimal way to do things. And if that means standing in a different position, then you stand in a different position. If that means, you know, you always get a fucking monk to tank shit because they have an ability that negates a certain boss mechanic entirely, which they do. There is a boss encounter that they negate it entirely. People will always do what they can to get that specific class to negate it. How come you're so serious? It's so toxic. I don't know, it just is. Wait a minute, why am I doing this? Manufacturing in China, competitive copyright, and corporate aspect. No, kind of. Kind of. Let's take this. Let's take that. I don't know, I think people do. I mean, you have fun if you turn your brain off and stop focusing on it, I guess. It's like an action movie. It's fun as long as you're not realizing that it's full of plot holes. But then you look at it and you go, wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense. The writing is cheap and it's stupid. Why would someone watch this movie? Well, why are they fighting it? It's like it's like Fallout 3. The game makes no goddamn sense. It's a good game. I love Fallout. But the plot makes no goddamn sense. They're all fighting over the same thing to do the same thing. And, like, James kills himself, and President Eden is a robot for some odd reason. It doesn't make... If you actually sit down and look at the fucking game, especially when there's shit like Fox, who you can ask to go inside the fucking radiation-filled chamber because radiation heals him, and he's like, no, you have to do it because fuck you. Even though he could easily just walk in and push the button himself. But no, we have to murder you because reasons! The plot makes no goddamn sense. But when you're playing it, you turn your brain off and you go, I'm shooting raiders, pow, headshot. Head explodes and his arms fly off because Bethesda's silly about stuff. You know? Dude, the game is like 7 years old. Spoilers are not a thing. Seriously. They patched that, I thought. No, it's one of the DLC. But the point is, if you actually sit and think about the plot of the game, it doesn't make any sense. But when you're playing it, you're running around listening to music from the 50s and shooting people in the leg and their head flies off in a fountain of blood because you took the bloody mess perk. And you don't care. You don't care that the plot doesn't make any sense. Because you're having fun. So, like, when you're killing a boss and you're like, oh man, I'm kicking the shit out of the meters, nobody gives a shit. You don't care. You're having fun. You know, as long as you're not thinking of the meta game, you're cool. But when you start actually thinking about it and you're like, it's like when you're trying to get a group. when you're sitting there in the fucking group finder trying to get a group of people to play with, it sucks. When you've got a group of people to play with, and you're actually just in there and you've turned your music on and you're not, you know the mechanics already, so you're not listening on vent, you fucking muted it, so, you know, the voice over IP is fucking worthless, you don't need it. You know what you're doing. You just have music on and you're just doing your rotation and you kill the boss and you're like, oh man, we almost died. Like, that was, we died at 1% 4 times and we finally beat him. And, you know, you're super happy. It's fucking Jurassic World, which, again, is a movie that the plot makes no goddamn sense. When you think about it. It's a stupid plot. There's so many plot holes in Jurassic World, and I won't go into it, because that is actually new, and, I don't want to spoil it, because there's probably people who haven't seen it. As opposed to a game that's 7 years old, and I apologize if I did spoil anything, but seriously, it's 7 years old. It's like me spoiling Jurassic Park, as opposed to Jurassic World. Myth. But, you know. Damn it. Yeah, music on, tuning out, making food. Basically. I mean, like, take the Black Hand fight. It's difficult as hell. It's a tough fight. It's got a bunch of phases, it's really fucking long. And if you fuck up on the 3rd phase, then you have to start all the way over, and which means you have to go through the hellish 2nd phase, and the 2nd phase sucks. 2nd phase sucks something fierce, because it requires a lot of coordination between a bunch of people. Like, the 1st phase is really easy. 1st phase is cake. God damn it. 1st phase is fucking cake. Everybody stands in the center of the goddamn room. Melee don't step in bombs. Don't stand in the swirly business. You're good. You're golden. It's fucking cake. 2nd phase requires a shit ton of coordination between a large number of people. Hi, Weldon Boy. It's okay. You have to have, you know, you've got tanks that are coming out of the fucking doorways in the corner of the room that have to be kited in the proper place and over the proper things to break off its armor so that you can actually kill it. You've got people running around getting impaled by the fucking boss, and they have to stand behind the tank, so they all have to kind of work together to be standing in the correct places. And you've got fucking assholes popping out in the fucking balconies, and if you're not all standing in the right spots, you don't get thrown up to the right balcony, which means that there's more people up on the... Fuck. Which means there's more enemies up on the balcony than you can actually handle, because they spawn too fucking fast. That if you miss a wave, you kind of screw yourself. So that requires a bunch of coordination. So if you don't have all this coordination, you can't even get to the 3rd phase, which also requires coordination. So, you know, it's a long-ass fight, and people die a lot. I mean, it took me a lot of tries before I got the first kill. And when you're playing, I know I'm rambling, but I'm going somewhere with it. When you're playing, and it's like you've died like 3 or 4 times at like 2%, and you've had to do the whole 15-minute fucking fight. Yeah, mom hands suck when you don't have tier 8. You've had to do the whole fucking 15-minute fight, and you finally kill him after dying on like 2% over and over again. It feels really fucking good, and you're happy, and then you like, sometimes you get the loot you want. And then you're super happy because you got the thing you wanted that you've been after for so long. Damn it. Like, the fucking mace that I got, where it took me a bunch of kills to get it, and I finally got my mace, and I was, like, super happy. Because I finally got my mace. So, you know, you just kind of gotta, you have to find the good parts. And then you say thank you for the people who didn't throw you out of the fucking group, and you move on with your life. But it's more fun. It's more fun when you have a good group of friends, but guilds just fall apart nowadays. And I'm not good enough to have a good group of friends. Like, I'm not good enough at the game to get into, like, a good group that's on my level. I'd either have to step up or step down. And I'm not good enough to go up, and I don't want to go back down, because who wants to go from a management position to work in the fucking register? Right? Nobody wants to do that. By the way, I'm gonna die this round. I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna die. You got a new Mirror's Edge disc? Like game disc or what? I'm confused. Your friend destroyed his guild single-handedly by accident? Okay. How's that? How did your friend do that? Sab doesn't hate you. Sabsy's not that kind of person. Sabsy's not the kind to hate. Like, you have to do something really egregious to make Sabsy hate you. Said he was going to take a break, but apparently the leader wasn't going to play if he wasn't, and everyone else agreed, and the entire guild imploded. Oh, so my guild. Because I got into a decent one for once, and that happened. Where the guild, the raid leader, got a new job, and she would have had to work during the raid times, and no one wanted to raid without her. It literally fell apart in one single instance. Like, in one night, it just collapsed. Sabsy's only here because I harass her to be here. She's my friend. She doesn't play much in the way of video games, which is quite a shame. And I'm probably distracting her from the art that I need her to make. I'm just giving you a hard time, Sabsy. I keep asking her to try WoW with me, just to try it, but she refuses. She says she doesn't want to get invested in something that's full of assholes who, like, at max levels, there's no reason to stay invested. And I mean, I would love to play the game with her, but I can't really fault her for that. Like, it's really hard to fault her for something that's basically true. You know damn well I harass you to be here. You're helping? Okay. Yes, you do help me, Gamma. Thank you for calling me to wake me up. And I apologize for falling back asleep today. Like, seriously, I looked at the clock, and it was fucking 5:40, and I was like, alright, next alarm will be in 5 minutes, and then I can wake up and go play. And then it was 6:08 all of a sudden somehow. How have I gotten, like, 6 health again? This makes no fucking sense. I was at 1 heart. How am I back up there? How am I back up to a decent amount of health? I'm so confused. Does that make Gamma the Zoidberg of the group? Nah. Because nobody likes Zoidberg, and we all like Gamma. Plus, he's radioactive. He's not a crab monster from Decapod 8? Decapod 6. He's not a Decapodian. And why not Gamma? Basically. Alright. Why not Zoidberg? Need a new me? Not sure if new episode or just old rerun I watched Trunk. I love Futurama. It's my favorite. Actually, I really like Zoidberg. He's one of my favorite characters in the show. Like, everything he says is a fucking riot. You can be the Zoidberg if you want to, of course, but... Seriously, Zoidberg is one of my favorite characters. He's fucking riot. Everything he says is classic. I am way too slow for this nonsense. But, like, no, I get lonely in the game, and I would love for, just, like, Sabzi to give it a try, because, you know, she's, like, one of my best friends, and I would love to try it, but I understand why she doesn't want to, and I can't fault her for it. Oh my god, I do not have the damage for this shit. Do I have full orbitals or something? I think I do. No, I have 2. I'm just getting really lucky. No, oh god damn it. No! I'm not fast enough for this. Okay. Gamma is a successful doctor. And actor. Alright, let's go up, I guess. I forgot what I was ranting about. I guess rambling about. I wasn't even really ranting. It was just kind of me talking. Which I know nobody really wants to hear. No one wants to listen to me talk about stupid shit. His uncle is a famous director, Harold Gam. Yup. He's famous from the silent movie era. The silent holodisc era. Ow. Game, the thing you're doing, you need to stop. Alright, darkness floors. I mean, ranting is kind of what I'm known for nowadays. That and the hat. That's beside the point. If you didn't want to watch me ramble and express myself, you wouldn't be here. Well, how do I know you're not just here ironically like some sort of hipster trash? I mean, that would be weird, but it's entirely possible. Hipsters are stupid. They do weird shit for no goddamn reason. Alright, let's be super cheap about this and see where our boss is. Okay, boss is over there. Alright, I thought so. Cool. Yeah, double shot. Double shot is definitely a thing. +5 helm advantage, that is what my hat does. Yeah, if only it gave +5 against headaches. Got an ogre slaying knife. It's got a +9 against ogres. Let's just teleport out of that. Looks like I have the thin odd mushroom here. That's what it looks like, at least. I might not. You're a professor. You're too established to be a hipster. But do you have tenure yet? Tic-tac-toe. Actually, did you see the robot tic-tac-toe thing the other day that was posted on the internet? It's fucking hilarious. You're a professor wizard. He's the professor wizard! Oh god, proptosis is bad. Okay, I'm bombing out of this one. Because I can't. Yeah. No, that wasn't happening. And proptosis, that was really bad. How about a nice game of chess? Nah. They don't give tenure anymore? Really? That doesn't surprise me, but really? It's funny because my grandparents are hardcore Republicans who were ranting one of the times I was over there about teachers and tenure, and I'm like, you're fucking retarded for several reasons on why you're wrong about tenure. And she was straight up wrong about it. Not unless you're being asked to handle a big wall of trash hurling toward the you know. But how often does that happen? Not very, that's for sure. Okay, hold on, I gotta focus on this. It's funny because I have a friend who is a professor. And I showed her the movie Oleana, and she was furious at it because there were so many stupid decisions in it. It's actually one of my favorites, but that's because of a report I had to write on it. As an adjunct, you get the same amount of work, half the cost, and no benefits. Well, of course. It's all about making that money for the boss. Oh my god, I have no fucking damage. No, of course they wouldn't give tenure, because no one gives full-time benefits or anything. We're gonna die, by the way. Because I have no fucking damage. Like, I have no damage for this fight. We're gonna die. And then it's gonna suck. All them fires, but none of them can warm your heart. As in, they have to explain why. It has to be a good reason, and I get to defend yourself. Tenure means they can't fire you without a hearing. I don't know. Our whole system of education and employment on all fronts is fucked as hell. It's very dumb and stupid. Oh god damn it. Yeah, see, I knew that was gonna happen. Alright, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please don't like and subscribe thing. And I will see you guys next time. Have a good night, everyone.